I'd like to welcome to the show Vincent Jenna. He's got a very interesting background and some expertise. So he's a psychic medium, a spiritual teacher, a therapist, and so much more. And today we're going to be talking about relationships. And when it comes to relationships, I feel like it's one of those things we could all get a little better at it. Vincent, welcome to River City Live. We appreciate you being here. Before we dive into these tips on relationships, I just a little bit of a background of you, because it's pretty impressive, the skill set you're bringing to the table.
Is it really? Oh,
I think so.
Oh, okay. It's boring to me because I've been living with it for about 66 years now. No, I am a psychic therapist, and the therapist part came later, Mark. I became a psychic medium back when I was 28 years old, so that's quite a few number of years ago, almost 4 decades at this point. And it just was thrust upon me because I wanted to help a friend. But I had no desire to be a psychic. You know, those were the woo-woo people and the loony people in California. Not me. I definitely did not want to have a palm outside my door on the highway, you know, Brother Vinny or Cousin Vinny next to Sister Sarah, you know. So I went back to school later on as I was doing this to get my psychotherapy degree, because as long as I was going deep into the human mind and into those dark places and caverns, I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing and I could handle everything that was coming up. So that was really important. And the onset of my journey definitely led me onto a spiritual path. So I had a foundation that we are body, mind, and spirit, Mark. And that's where it all began for me.
So let's talk about relationships now. And I feel like, because we just got out of a pandemic, there's even more problems brewing with all households right now. So where would you like to start with this? What are some things that we should really know about?
Well, you know what's really important, Mark, is to understand that there's all these myths about relationships that tend to get in the way and block really good relationships because we have these expectations. For example, one of the myths is that opposites attract. No, opposites do not attract. You wouldn't get along. That would be like oil and vinegar trying to form a relationship. It's great on a salad, but it's horrible in a relationship. It's opposites don't attract, like attracts like. And when I say like, I'm talking about the deep down core of a person, the values, the fears, the doubts, and all that negative stuff, as well as the positive stuff, the insecurities. That's going to attract another person. So I'm going to, right after I give the myths, give the answer on how to attract a perfect relationship. But that's one of the myths everybody has to know. The personality styles will make different styles come out and different issues come out because of opposite gender, but it's like attracts like. That's number one. Now,
that's a really good note, because personalities are often different in a relationship, but you're right though, the actual core, the being, is similar with a lot of healthy relationships.
Absolutely. Now, here is one that I usually remove sharp objects from a room before I wind up telling everybody that it's a myth, because some woman wants to throw something at me as soon as I say this. There is no such thing as soulmates. None. No special person was created just for you. No soul. Now, that's not to say you can't make a soulmate relationship out of the person you are with, but it has nothing to do with a special being person just for you. I am constantly getting phone calls about relationships that are breaking up, and the person says, well, I thought that was my soulmate, but he's not or she's not. I'm going to look for my real soulmate. It's going to work out. But no, the more you keep looking for your real soulmate, the more you miss the opportunity of creating an incredible relationship with the person you do attract. But the attraction has to start with you. It's all about you. And the third most important myth of all is that relationships and attraction only has to do with you. It has nothing to do with another person. The energy we put out is what we're going to attract. Now, maintaining the relationship takes two people, but the initial attraction of a relationship is all about you, which means there's a great answer on how to attract the perfect relationship, Mark.
You know, these are fairly simple, but extremely logical when you really think about them. You know, I feel like there's a lot of information here that people can use. And I like the fact that these are myths, you know, and you hear them all the time, but you got to work on yourself before you could actually have a relationship. So that's key. And I really like the one about soulmates, because if you think of it that way, then you're not doing that other person a favor, your partner thinking that, like they were created for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And here's a trick I'm going to give everybody to attract that perfect relationship. You know that proverbial list, Mark, that everybody writes, the top qualities I want in my partner? You know that list. You've heard it 1,000,001 times, I'm sure, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is what I want you to do with that list. I do want you to write that list, and you have to do it in this order, just like this. At the top of the page, you write the title, the top 10 most important traits I want in my partner. And you have to do it like this. Then you go through, I'm sure you'll come up with about 20, but I want you to narrow it down to only 10 traits. When you're done with the 10th one, go up to the title again, cross out the word partner, and write in the word M-E. So now the title says, the top 10 most important traits I want in me. Stop looking to another person, another being, to have what you desire in you. If you want it in another person, you better make sure it's inside of you. If you want sincerity and honesty, make sure that's inside of you. So work on those things that you might have, enhance them, eliminate the things you don't want in another person, and put in the things you don't have. And Mark, that is a sure way to attract a perfect relationship for you, which you deserve.
Vincent, thank you so much for all your time and your information. Again, a real eye-opener to a look into relationships. Now, if people want to learn more about you, how can they do that? How can they contact you?
All they have to do is go to my website at vincentgenna.com, and that's with a Genna, and they can connect with me anywhere. They can take any of my classes. They can sign up for a reading, go to my Facebook page from there. That is the best way, Mark, to communicate with me, and I communicate back. And I give this advice. My wife and I have been together for 48 years, married for 43, and it's a 48 joyous years. I think I know a little about what I'm talking about when it comes to relationships.
Well, congratulations on that. And thanks again for your time. We appreciate it.